Something problem. Okay, so what is an archive document type? Each and every details we discussed yesterday. After that, today we are and also we created like roles, and we saw like what is a role template and what is a field-based role template, and how we created a role and how we assigned users to a role. So that also we saw yesterday for field-based template. So today we'll create a role for arg unit based and others, then we'll continue. Okay. Any questions in yesterday's class? Do you have? So today arg unit based. So field based template is more like based on the field, like based on company code you want to maintain the users, or based on the plant, or based on the archive document type you want to maintain the users. Then the role we are created in first role we created in 9cx5, and then after that we created a role template in /opt/cp underscore 9cx2. Okay, so template definition we have done here, and we selected field based template. Then once we have created the field based template, what we have done, we assigned that field based template to role. Then we are maintaining the users under /opt/cp underscore 9cx4 transaction code. Here we are maintaining the users. So yesterday we created a APS 7. So this is the users which we assign. Okay, so arg unit based. Let's say the business have a requirement that you don't maintain any users in the your VIM transaction code. So we have certain business objects for each. Mean to say we have certain arg unit based users maintained in our system for each position, APS team or other groups. So you just take those only, means take the existing arg unit, what you can say, existing users which we maintained in the HRMS data. So in that case, what you will do, you need to create a role as a arg unit. Then you need to assign the position ID whichever they give. So that is the requirement. So let me create a role separately for this /opt/cp underscore 9cx5. So here we are creating a role. So product code is 005 because it's a before posting. So GVIM APS7. I'm just keeping OG OR. So APS team based on org unit. OU is the best option, I think. OU. So I am not giving any key determination now. So key determination is mandatory for field based template. If you are going to use a field based template against this role, then you are going to use a key determination, that you keep in mind. So click on save. So then go to again /n/opt/. What is the transaction code, guys, for template creation? CP underscore 9cx2. So here we will create a template definition. Click on new entries. So here I'll just create a template underscore T. So org unit based template type. Here we are selecting organization unit. Here we're selecting organization unit. So that's it. Template we created. If you select arg unit, that's finished now. So we created a template. So what we need to do now? Copy this particular template and assign it to your role. Where to assign? In the product role template configuration. So click on new entries, 005 responsible party. So here OU template ID active. See, now this time we didn't get any error because it's not a field base, so it's not expecting the checkbox, key determination checkbox. So click on save and then click on come back. So what we have done, we created a role. Now go to /opt/cp_9cx4 for maintaining the users. So here we got, so agent type, it's maybe like a position, it may be a work center, it may be a rule, it may be a job, it may be organization unit, or it may be one single user. So we will search any position, open positions. So this data will be created PPOME. So this data will be created by business side in a PPOME. So job, position, arg unit. So this all. So I'll just take a position, APS team search. So many positions are there. I'll just take sales representative, something is there.
And Ram, what T code you are using to enter in this area?
This is PPOME, which is HR master, so which will not have access anything for us basically. It's just
Okay.
yeah. So it just to, they'll give us this PPO, what this position number for us. So we will assign there the position data.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you started recording for this session, Ram?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So I'm just checking. Is there any where that I can get this number? Okay, some here will get some 5 series number. So we will assign here. So just give me a moment. So I'll just assign any dummy number position. Yeah. So these are the positions where basically service technicians and all these things. So I'll just select anyone. See, the position number is assigned. So you will provide the position. Click on save. So now what will happen going further? The work items whichever is coming. So if this role is assigned, then it will go to this particular position. So those users will log in. So will not have any access to change these users. VIM consultant will not do. Business or there is a master data team will be there. So that team or business will change that data. You understand, guys?
Uh, Ram, how I can know work item will go to which user?
Now this time you will not get. Basically, once the workplace is created, means once the execution is happened, that time you will get to know, because this position will be hidden. That's why they're giving us, right? Because we don't want to maintain the users in a dynamic, means what you can say, they're hiding the users who are all there in this part. So if you have access to this position, then you can see from here, basically. So in this, let's say I'm searching this position, so account payable clerk. So you can see here in this if any users are there. So there is no users are assigned, so let me assign a user. See, like this you will see the user.
Okay.
Here you will see how many users are there in this particular position. Sometimes there is a one more position inside also, it is possible. So I've just assigned the position here. You're clear, like how we are creating our unit based role. So our unit based role, use the
Ram, widely used in a real-time scenario? I mean, field-based or log unit-based or function module-based?
both this one field based and function module based we are using frequently. This is the one argument based we are using rarely, means we means up to now whatever projects which I have developed in my personal experience, rarely used is this task usually.
Okay.
Select the template type as argunit and assign the template to role in. Next is function module based. So it is in semi-dynamic in nature. Okay. So this is dynamic in nature. Let's say so requirement is to get the users dynamically based on PO or based on cost centers or etc. You will prefer this option. So basically what I am saying is like, let's say the requirement is like, boss, whoever is scanned the invoice copy, that work item also should go to that guy only until it is posted. Until it is posted. In that case, I need to create a role dynamically that always whoever is the scanner means archived by that particular document, it has to go to that person only. Or there is a requirement whenever there is a PO not initial, or let's say PO is not a valid PO or something, PO is blocked, then ask like let it go to a requisitioner dynamically. So in these kind of requirements, basically we will send the work item to a to send work item to. So the requirement is to create or send the work items to a dynamically to the dynamic persons. So in that case, what we will do, so basically we will create a role. Click on new entries. The role is GVIM APS 7 underscore FM. So AP processors. So here also we no need to give key determination. Here we are just giving description and all. Click on save and then next go to role template. So template is like function module based. Okay, click on template ID. So function module based. And then, so now you are creating the function module, means you in the sense ABAPer will create the function module and you can assign it to this particular role. So I've just this particular template. So how do I do that? Let me come back. So always you need to copy from this particular FM and ask your ABAPer to create the logic. So now you can see lot of function modules. So you can see here there are certain function module: role buyer, contract manager, role receiver, role requester, and role requester new. So there are different function modules are there, but always preferably what I'm saying, best practice is like copy this function module and create a new function module according to your requirement. So the requirement here is like whoever created the invoice So the work item need to be routed to that particular person. Like that, you can assign, means you can copy this function module, ask your ABAPer to copy, and then create a function module. So that function modules will be created under SC37 transaction code. So again, it is a separate flow from ABAP perspective. Like they need to ask them before posting, means they need to change the logic under /opt/v1001. So after parking, then they need to go with this. So after blocking, if they want to trigger, then this they need to go under this. Like product codes, how we given product codes are business objects in the role template configuration, right? Field based. Same way, function module also this particular facility is there. So if you keep v1001, it will execute this logic when the DP is created before posting of DP. So this logic is there, means after parking of PO based, then it will trigger. So this logic is there, means after blocking of PO based invoice, it will trigger. So dynamic in nature basically. You understand, guys? Any questions here? So why I am preferably saying here is like import export parameters always should be same. If anything is wrong, then this will go into dump. So that is the reason always give to ABAPer stating that copy from this particular existing function module and create your own according to your logic. Any questions here?
So we cannot create a function module, right? Hello.
No, we will not do this, Anleka.
Okay.
Yeah, basically it is
Okay.
like ABAP, right? So there is a internal tables and there is a structures, there is a work area. So there are a lot of things in stuff. So as a VIM consultant, so you're a functional consultant, right? So you need to configure and you check the process flow is working and everything, like FIMM, how they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So every project, whenever you're going for an implementation also, you can take one ABAPer. So it's not that singly I want to execute a single project my own, means it's quite difficult. Then you need to learn ABAP in that case. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So here the function module, let's say we'll take this as a function module, and what we'll do, we created a role. So our role is Z APS FM team. So what I am doing, I am just assigning this particular function module over here. Click on save and take this particular template. Go to your product role template configuration. So here 005 provided role and then activate. See, here also we are not getting any key determination error. So key determination error will come only for what? Field based template
For
if you are not
field based.
giving. Yeah. So that, so interview question, guys. So whenever they'll ask like I didn't give something, so I got a field based error. So how do I resolve, kind of thing. So they'll get to know like your micro small questions only. They'll ask that, they'll get to know that you are working on the particular activity. So that's the reason. So now we created a role and three types of templates: function module based, field based, okay, and then argunit based. Okay. So any questions up to now?
Ram, can you explain if we are using failsafe user ID as a work admin ID? and agent is work center.
You are getting so works. So you are asking about this fail-safe user as a
Yeah, fail-safe user we are using as an work admin,
Mhm.
and we are using the work center as a agent ID.
That is what. So just now I said right the position argunit based role. So the here work center means what will happen if it is missed the user here also there is a backup plan means if these users are not valid then it will go to agent id position like this there is a position which they assign so all the work items will go to this particular position whatever we just now assigned simply like aps clerk there is a 7 7 1 7th one accounts payable clerk is there right. Okay, sum of anything. So here it will go to this particular users which we have in the position. So what will happen whenever this user is not valid or is not opened the SAP on 1 month over till now he didn't open a single time then it will be locked. So those kind of things basically. You're getting?
Okay, okay. And now, if we are using work center, then same scenario will happen, right?
Yeah, same scenario.
Instead of position. Okay,
Exactly.
okay.
So now next we are going to create with the process types. So our agenda.
So when you are using this function module based, how the
Mhm.
user is getting?
User is dynamically it is picking from the logic. In this FM, there is a logic.
Okay, from the function
No,
module.
yeah, in the function module, if you see,
Mm.
the logic here is like whoever owner of this particular PO, nothing but whoever created the PO, that guy should receive the work item. So here, the PO creator, it will go and read the PO creator from first. It will read the PO from the VIM tables. Then it will go and read the owner means who created the work items. Or meant to say like sorry, who created the PO that
Do you have
particular
any
work.
ready-made, I mean, any Z module you have ready-made here?
Sorry.
Any Z function module is there? I mean, in your system it's there.
You can create your own G function module. I mean to say, like,
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, I was asking if it's there. Okay, no issue.
you want a G function module to be created. Let me create.
Yeah, understood. No issue. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So next is a process types.
Ram, what is the purpose for work center? Work center configuration?
Work center is nothing but an organization unit, or it's like a group of people. You are keeping a group of people in a one work center. Nothing but okay. This particular group of people will work for APS, accounts payable purpose, and this particular group of people will work for a uh, store department related activities. This particular group of people is going to work with the procurement. So you will create three work center for three groups basically.
Okay, okay, okay. Group definition. Okay.
Yes. So process types is nothing but a basically it's a business rule or an exception layman perspective. So we can call it as an exception and business when you are speaking with business so then we will say it as a business rules. So when you are speaking with a consultant like us we will call it as a process types, right? So what is a process type, guys? So what is the exception? Basically whenever there is mean to say, like, let's say a company code is wrong, okay, in system, we want to check, like, before going to post an invoice, we want to validate all these details, right? Whether the company code is valid or not, the purchase order valid or not, supplier code is valid or not, and what we have, uh, many things like purchase order quantity related, like whether the net price is correct or not, the document date is populated or not, how you will check in them. So those all we will check through the process types. So what you can say, so it is, in layman perspective, can call it as exception, and business perspective, business rule, technically call it as process types. So in this, we are validating the logic before checks prior to posting the invoice. You understand, right? So we are validating the logics before posting. Okay, this particular data, extracted data, is correct or not. So that validation, nothing but that validation names. So that validation meaningful names we are giving as a process types. It's a name only. We are not doing any logic over here. We are, so I mean to say, in terms of, like, okay, invalid company code. How do I convey this message to the user, end user? Okay, this is the invalid company code. That message we are giving. So this process types is nothing but that message. Okay, so in this, we are not validating. I think we are representing the message. Posting of users prior to posting of invoice. So what type of exceptions you will accept, basically? So if we take PO based invoice, what are all the exceptions which we can see, basically? So if I click on MIRO, first thing what it will ask, company code it will ask, right? So I can include that invalid company code, okay, as one exception. And next one, I'll give company code here. So I'm just giving all the business rules, guys. The next one is, like, we have invoice date. Okay. So here we have invoice date, reference number. Reference number is required. Gross amount is required. PO number is invalid PO number. And then what we have. So missing mandatory information. Missing mandatory information in header. And then we have suspected duplicate. We need to check, right? Duplicate invoice. Suspected duplicate invoice. And then we need to check the line items data now. So manual check needed, index lines. Index lines. And then manual check needed, index lines is. Then next we have item data validated, header data validated, everything is fine, let's say. Next we have process, like process PO invoice OCR. Nothing but, so we need to try to post this invoice, right, in the background. So then these are the things. So invalid company code, reference number required, gross amount required, invalid PO number, missing mandatory information, suspected duplicate, manual check needed, and process PO invoice OCR. So we will just initially start up with this business rules. Then you can add on based on the requirement. So here I'm just checking. So where to create the process types. So basically
Ram, tax determination not required.
yeah, good question. I can include that. Invalid tax details. Right. Then so to create a process types, or enhance the process types, standard process types. Before going to this, so I'll just show you a few things. So /n /opt/spro. So process types we will create under this particular transaction, look, basically SPRO. Under SPRO, so we have four categories, 4, 5, 6 categories we have. Before posting of any invoice, the configuration you will do under document processing configuration. Okay. Under this, if you want to do OCR related, then general configuration, and DP related document type configuration, and process types related you will do process configuration. These all like pre-process exit. You want to change some data before coming to workplace, that you will go under workflow configuration. Here you will not do anything, just adding a function module, so to change the data dynamically. So this all will done here, means before posting of any invoice. Let's say the invoice is blocked for payment, like a quantity mismatch or a price mismatch, then you will do under this particular. And if the invoice is non-PO is parked, you are going to work here. And if the invoice required an approval workflow, then you will go under here. And the entire reporting part you are going to do under this particular configuration. So sections wise. So and then this is like Fiori apps is there. For that you are enabling the fields, which are all the display fields and all. So you no need to do much configuration in this area. So it's like activating the what you can say, according to your app requirements. So that's it. So you are not doing any much customization. It will automatically display in the approval workflow side. So these are the categories. So now we are working with the before posting of invoice, so that we will do configuration under document processing configuration. So here we have process configuration. So under this we have maintain process types. So maintain process types. So here we have one series and two series. One series is for PO based, two series is for non PO based, three series is for down payment. So we have everything. So they given four series is for leasing invoices, they given newly, but that are all we are not. So everything is, we are going to, if you want to create a custom one, then you will create under 8 series for PO based, custom one for non PO based, then you will create under 9 series. So you can if this is a test system, you can utilize anything, like wherever you find empty, then you can create. So there is no issue, no restriction. So if I what I can do here is like for PO based, one series process types are standard PO based process types, and two series process types are standard non PO based process types. So if you want to create custom process types, then go like this. So in what I'm saying, in the customer place, so 8 series process types for PO based, and 9 series process types for non PO based. Okay, so then here we are going to create or check the standard process types. So to create a process type, basically to create a process type, to create a process type, to create or enhance the process type, you will go to /opt/spro. Under this, under this document processing configuration, under that we have process configuration, sorry, document processing configuration. Under that we have process configuration. Under that we have maintain process types. So here you can create your own process type. So what I'll do here is like, so there are a lot of the other guys also practicing. So instead of disturbing them, so I'll show you like how to enhance the standard process type and also how to create a custom process type. So now I will use a 5 series because which is empty, no one will disturb my series. So what I can do, like I'll create, so usually in your customer place, most of the cases how many business rules they'll use, like one process is highest maybe around 38, 40 according to their requirement, not more than that. So we have hundreds of business rules which is given by OpenText, so they'll prefer to use those many. It's according up to them. It's like you need to present them, so what this business rule will do, what this business rule will do, what this business rule will do, kind of message. Then accordingly they will adopt whether they want or not required or not required, they'll take it accordingly. So now what I'll do, I'll just create a process types like this. So here invalid. So to create a process type, click on new entries. So and provide the business rule name. So invalid company code. If it is a PO purpose, then provide as PO. If it is a non-PO, it's provide as a non-PO. Identification purpose. And role. So let's say this business rule is failed. Nothing but this particular logic is failed. Whom I need to trigger the workflow? That you are giving in this particular initial role. So here, which role we created? ZVIM APS 7. So I'm just providing this role. Click on is exception tick mark. So here you can see initial actor FM. Initial actor FM is nothing but in future you have a requirement, like based on this particular company code I want to trigger the role to sorry, let's say the proper requirement I'll tell you in this such a way that okay, you have types of POs. Okay, this type of PO comes, then I want to trigger the workflow to a particular different role altogether, a different role. Like you have SRM POs, right? So when SRM POs comes, I have a separate APS department. When normal POs comes, then I have a separate APS department. So in that case, I want to means here what I'll do, I'll create two separate roles for SRM PO and normal PO. And what I'll do, I'll ask ABAPer to create a function module. Like if it is from the particular logic, if that particular PO type is SRM, then go with this particular role. If the particular PO type is not SRM, then go with this particular role. Like that, role names I will provide under this. You're getting, guys?
Can you repeat it, Ram?
Let's say dynamically I want to change the role name. So whoever receiving the work item, dynamically I want to change the role name itself. Like you have a APS team like this. I'll just show you. So here, so this role name. Here APPROC M is there. So I want to change this particular role, means automatically whenever the work item is triggering, I want to like invalid vendor PO is there. So for this we have assigned APPROC. But dynamically if it is a SRM PO, I want to make this role name differently, like APPROC SRM. But when it's a normal PO, I want to trigger to APPROC M. So I've created two different roles. There is a requirement. Maybe in future, if you get such kind of requirements, then ABAPer will do FM here. Okay, the PO type is SRM, then go with the approc underscore SRM role. If it is normal role, then go with this particular role. Kind of that a requirement in future. If you want to do, then initial role you will give as empty, then initial actor FM you will implement that logic. Okay, as of now, just keep that as separate. So here we will give a single role. Okay, so initial role as role name we are given. So these all we will come back. So this configuration step by step in future. So first we'll create a simple role, and so whenever this role is there, okay, so now we want to assign a buttons. So here guys, first 2 days we are just taking separate piece of these things, right? Configuration. You will just face some bit confusion. Once we execute some scenario, end to end scenario, then you will get to know everything. So wait for 2 3 days, 2 days, then you will understand what we are doing, how the workflow is triggering to whom, and what are all the buttons, what you will say as a process option. All those things you will understand. So now you will see here, this is the role which we assign. Whenever this role is triggered, we are assigning the buttons to that role. Basically, what are all the mandatory buttons is like change document type against your role, and another button is like apply business rules, nothing but submit workflow. Okay, and another button according to your requirement. So there are a lot of buttons given by OpenText. So which one you want to adopt is up to you. So here I just given mandatory buttons in this. So invalid company code. So whenever this particular exception is triggered, so then the workflow will go to this particular role, and when he open the work item, then he will see this particular buttons. Okay, so to create a process type, this is a process, like go to SPRO, and under document process configuration you will create the process type management. You got it up to now? So how to create a new process type, guys? Any questions, guys?
So
Yeah.
function module logic is here to trigger the exception, right?
No,
Under
no, no,
process option.
no, 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 no. So this invalid, you are saying this invalid company code where I am identifying.
Yeah.
So that is not in this place. I'll show you. There is a DP configuration. That just here
Okay.
we will write only the role related, means I want to pick this role or this role. That roles mapping we will do here. Means when this exception comes, whom I need to send a work item. It's like role 1 or role 2, or any role, fixed role, kind of 3 steps. So here I am giving as a fixed role. Workflow will go to fixed role whenever the invalid company code is there. So, but identifying this particular company code is right or wrong, that we are defining in a different place. So as I said,
Okay.
process type is just a text, just information text.
Oh,
Logic will not have here. It's a dummy message, we can say now. So
okay.
yeah, so next we will come back and we will create a new entries 501. Next, what we have, reference number is required. So I can search, is there any standard? But how to enhance the standard process type, I'll just check. So you better you create all custom process types and practice purpose, because here some other persons are using, and if we are taking again other person changing the role, it will be a lot of confusion, right? So that's the reason better to you go with the custom process type. So I will search here anyway. So reference number is required. Reference number is required, or I did not find anything. Standard one I did not see. Mm, Okay, here we have invalid vendor invoice number. Okay, so, with a different name I can say. So what I'll do, I'll just take this. You can also change if you want this text want to be changed, guys. So there is no restriction that can keep simple text. So standard process type remains same. So we are just going to change the reference number is required, but make sure that this is standard role is there, then only go for enhancement. If any custom role is there, then do not go, because there will be some other person which is using that particular business rule. So here I'm selecting my rule. Okay, so if I go to process options, lot of process options are there, but I will not delete anything here. Do not delete anything. Click on new entries. Just add your own standard buttons for your role. Okay, so for your role, so 2000, you have provided the buttons. Okay, 117, 117.
I'm a bit confused over here. Just
uh,
to understand,
uh,
first initially you created the 500 series, right?
yes.
For the first one,
mm,
and then we are taking the standard 117.
mm.
Uh, I just what is the contact like? And I cannot go with the 500 series here.
No, you can go with the 500 series. What I said is like, so enhancing the standard process type, how to enhance in future. Let's say you
Ah,
can go with any process type is nothing but just a description message. Okay,
correct, correct.
so
Ah,
here I'm just showing you, if you want to enhance the standard process type in future against to your role, then how to do it.
hmm,
That is one
okay.
process. The other one which I show first is like, how do I create a new process type,
Hmm, hmm.
right? So both the
Yeah.
scenarios I'm just giving you so that you will not face any issue in future.
Okay.
So first is like creation of new process type, like click on new entries.
So this is something like if the OpenText has not provided that particular process type which I'm looking for, then I can
Exactly.
go for an custom one.
Yes. Enhance the standard process type. So two things. So click on new entries, provide process type number as 500 and description as invalid company code. Role, as you can see the role name, right? Initial role is exception. So this will represent the process type is active process type, or it is like deactivated. Okay, So if it is active only, then the workflow will be triggered in your business.
Ram, what is the purpose for this field character check?
If you want to execute this particular process type according to your country specific settings, I want to hide this particular process type per particular country. I want to display this process type per particular country. Then if I give characteristic check, then only it will obey the country specific, uh, what you can say, country specific configuration. If I don't give this, then it will not obey the country specific configuration basically. So I
Okay,
try
so
to,
this is related country specific.
yeah. So this represents sense the process type active or inactive. Flag means active, space means inactive. So here whom we need to send workflow, that particular role provide, we need to provide, and initial actor FM. So here we'll provide FM in case you want to pick the initial role name dynamically based on some logic. And then we have character check. So if you give this, then it will work restrictions based on that's it. Okay. Next is like enhancing the standard process type. Before that, we need to give some more information. Click on user process options. Here you provide the buttons which you want to show the user the role when this exception occurs. So like this. So here click on new entries, provide mandatory buttons 2000 2012 like option equal to 2000 and from actor. So the role this is, and then we have check FM, to actor and check FM. So here like from actor is nothing but current role. Whenever there is a button, so buttons will be shown based on the current role, means who is the current role in the work item. So that current role buttons only it will show. So check FM is nothing but, so dynamically you can display or hide the buttons by using function module. And you also have sequence, so which button you want to show in the first place, which button you want to show. You can sequence the button display for users. Okay, so to actor is like if you want to forward to whom want to forward this document. So that particular configuration you will do here like that. So you can assign buttons accordingly. So next is enhance the standard process type. So select the standard process type, click on details, and initial role change the initial role based on your requirement, and click on user process options. In user process options, provide 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 mandatory buttons. Do not delete any existing buttons. Click on save. I hope you understand, right? So how to create a custom process type and how to enhance the standard process type. Any questions, guys, up to now? Up to here?
Ram, under process types, what are the purpose for those areas? Workflow settings, SRM.
Yeah, I will say, I said right. So I will cover this everything in coming classes.
Okay.
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 Yeah. So now we created the process types, right? So now next we need to create whatever required process types. We'll create now one by one. So we have gross amount is required. So what I'll do, I'll create new entries 501 is exception. So as I said, mandatory process option. So 2000, 2012. So I'm just assigning mandatory process options. Click on save. 501. I created the process type. Next, invalid PO number. So in realistic place, like when we are working with the customer place, you just check how many are you have a standard process types according to their requirement. Collectively, you open only standard. So if in case if you didn't find anything, so then go with the custom one. Okay. So here it's a practice system. So we are doing whatever we required. So invalid PO number. So go here 2000, 2012. Click on save. Next, invalid tax details. Click on come back. 502. Next, new entries. 503 is exception. 2000. Next is entries. 504 is exception. Provide mandatory buttons. 505. The last one, process PO OCR. You can just come out. I'm just checking. We have this one already used. 108 is also already used. Let me create. Sorry. 507. So initial actor is exception 2000, 2012. Now, so if you see, we created all the process types. Okay. Now we created all the process types. So next step is like go for the further configuration. So do you have any questions, guys, up to now? So we created a new process type and we enhanced the standard process types. So what is a process type and how it is working will end. So what is a process type, you got to know, like how it will work and everything we'll discuss in further classes. So up to now, if you have any questions, just let me know. No questions? Hari, Samrat, Anuleka.
Not
I
now.
need to dig further.
Sorry, Samrat, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I need to dig further. I mean, on this.
Okay, I think I share you the server details. All of you received, I think. So you just start
Yeah.
practicing on those. Okay, daily basis. Okay. So thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.